But let me tell you something, alright? Going to class is so important. Somebody, I don't know who it is, whether it's you, whether it's your family, whether it's scholarship, somebody's paying for you to be there. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Makayla Renee, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my unpopular opinions, college edition. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so this video is about to be controversial. You know, this video is about to be a little bit loud, a little bit making some waves with this video, you know. But yeah, it has to be said what has to be said. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into my unpopular opinions. Unpopular opinion number 1: you learn more in high school than you will in college. Whew, just hear me out. Okay, so in high school I feel like you learn a lot more, because at least in my high school, like, I learned more from high school than I did in college, because in high school, like, they would walk me through each step of the way of, like, the subject, and, like, that's, like, the way that I learned, and that's the way that I like took in the information. Whereas when I went to college, it was basically like, oh, here's a book, here's a link to some YouTube videos, go watch the videos and then do the assignment. I really need somebody to, like, explain to me why this is this way and that, just, like, walk me through each stage. And so I feel like through doing that, like, I've actually retained more of the information. And if somebody, like, asked me a question about something that I learned in my history class from high school, I could probably tell you it. But if somebody told me about how I learned something about my economics class in college, I'd be like, girl, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. So, yeah, that, well, I'm starting off hot and heavy, but that is my first unpopular opinion. My second unpopular opinion is, some of y'all about to go in on me. Dorm life is overrated. Alright, now I cannot speak from experience. Just take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Alright, I'm not holding my opinions to a higher standard than anybody else's, but in my opinion, dorm life is overrated, and let me tell you why. So, my first year of college, I moved into an apartment with 3 roommates. Basically, I had my own bedroom, I had my own bathroom, but we all shared a common living area and kitchen. And so that's what I did the first 3 years of college. And then my last year, I had a single bedroom apartment by myself. The reason why I went with an apartment versus living in a dorm was that I was going through some mental health issues at the time, and I still have to deal with them till this day.
To this day! To this day!
And everything, and that's something that I want to talk about on my channel as well, if we're getting a little bit real right now. But yes, so I was dealing with some kind of mental struggles, I guess you could say, where I just needed a kind of private space to just, like, unpack everything at the end of the day. And I kind of have, like, I have misophonia, so, like, people, like, chewing gum and, like, doing things like that really get on my nerves and bother me and, like, make me, like, lose my focus and everything, and, like, make me kind of have anxiety about it. So I basically decided, instead of going ahead and going to a dorm, I decided to get an apartment. And also, an apartment was a lot cheaper than living in a dorm. My apartment was $400 a month. And like, when you add it all up, like, times 12, it was, like, a lot less than room and board prices for my college. It was, like, I don't know, like $12,000 less or something crazy like that. So yeah, So not only will you be saving money if you get an apartment, I feel like you still get that experience, especially as like if you're close to campus still. You can still get the experience of having a dorm, but at least you have your own bedroom. So at the end of the day, like you can go to your own room to unpack and really be in a safe space for yourself. I feel like being in a dorm kind of isn't the best place for a safe space, because you can't really help what the other person does in your like safe area and stuff like that. I'm all about like feng shui, and I'm all about like good vibes and everything like that, you know. So yeah, I just feel like for whatever reason, the apartment was the better choice for me, and that's not going to be the better choice for everyone, because some people are really sociable, some people are really into that kind of stuff. But for introverts, dorms are very, very, very overrated. Okay. Alright, so that was unpopular opinion number 2. Now we're going to move on to unpopular opinion number 3. My unpopular opinion number 3 is that meal plans are overrated. Okay. So, I know everybody loves their meal plans. I wish myself many days that I had a meal plan. But I'm not gonna say that I did not gain weight in college, because that I can't say that. But what I will say is that I did not gain the freshman 15 my first year in college, because I feel like I was having to cook meals for myself, and like if I was lazy, like if I was just eating because I was bored, I would like not eat, because then I was like, so okay, basically this doesn't really make sense, but like if I was just if I wasn't really hungry and I was just eating out of boredom, like it was kind of hard to get that kind of food, because I would have to make my own food instead of like just running to a dining hall and getting food like easily accessible. So I kind of avoided the freshman 15. I feel like by having to cook my own meals and having to rely on like other kinds of like snacks and stuff, like even with snacks, like I feel like even with the snacks I had, I just feel like it was a lot harder to just have easily accessible food whenever I was eating out of boredom. That is why I feel like the meal plan is overrated. Meal plans are very expensive as well, and I feel like college is the time to learn new things. And like if you don't know how to cook, like I didn't know how to cook, and I still am struggling with the culinary aspects of life, culinarily challenged, if you will. But I try my best, and you know, if you're learning to try new things in college, I feel like you should try to cook for yourself more and just try to learn like new recipes and stuff, and that'll be really a kind of fun way to expand your horizons in college, instead of just, you know, always going towards a meal plan. So that is my unpopular opinion at number 3. Okay, so my unpopular opinion number 4 is that textbooks are not required. And let me tell you why. Now take what I say with a grain of salt, please, because for some classes they are required, but for the majority of classes that I have experienced, even though I buy the textbook, 9 times out of 10 I don't use the book, because everything that's in the book is taught during a lecture or is in other class notes that are available online. So basically, if you don't need the textbook, save your money, save your cash, because 9 times out of 10 I feel like, at least at the college that I went to, like all the information that was on the test, all the information that was on quizzes or needed for a project was given like during the lessons. But make sure you go to class. Going to class is very important. Anyways, that's the facts and that's the tea, okay? But we're going to go ahead and move on to unpopular opinion number 5, which is going to class is always necessary. Now, hear me out, alright? I know this may not be an unpopular opinion for some people, but a lot of classes that I went to I would just see everybody start to drop and not go to class. And even myself, my senior year, I started slacking off a lot and like stopped going to class because of mental health reasons and things like that. But let me tell you something, alright? Going to class is so important because somebody, I don't know who it is, whether it's you, whether it's your family, whether it's scholarship, somebody's paying for you to be there. So you might as well show up and make the most out of what you're, going to school for, basically. Not only do you need to go to class to learn the lessons, to hear the lectures and take notes on stuff so that you can ace the test, it really helps to show up just so that you are known to the teachers and known to the professors. Like, if they see you like going to class, being on class on time every day, that really helps in the long run to look more professional and look more put together. So yeah, when you don't go to class, it's really hard to not only like learn all the information that you need to learn to ace the test, to ace the final and the quizzes and everything. It really pulls you out of the class, like literally. But you really just don't really feel like going to class, and the more you don't feel like going to class, the more you don't feel like doing the work, and it's just this whole snowball of, not doing the classwork. So going to classes is a must. Don't skip it. I know it's tempting to sleep in and to play games and everything, but there'll be plenty of time to play games and sleep in. Maybe there won't be plenty of time to sleep in. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. But there will be plenty of time to play games if you make it in your schedule later on in life, and even later on that day when you get home from class. So go ahead and go to class, girl. Get your degree, get yours, okay? So yes, that is my popular opinion number 5. And yeah, so girl, I hope these unpopular opinions were not too hot and heavy. I hope they were not too controversial, but we like to keep it interesting here on this channel. So yes, if you guys enjoyed my unpopular opinions and enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. It helps me out a lot. And please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to reach 10K by the end of 2020. So please help me on my journey to 10K. So yes, if you want more videos like this, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.